In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. I'm sure you've heard those words before. They're the first words found in the Bible, and they have intrigued and challenged countless people, great and small, across the centuries. Have you ever considered what happened next? After God finished shaping and molding the earth and everything in it, he rested. The all-powerful, all-knowing, immortal God of the universe stopped after 6 days of creation and rested. Why would he do that? Was God tired? Was he worn out? I think we can safely rule out those possibilities. So what was it then? Let's take a look at the actual passage and see what we can discover. It's found in the first 3 verses of Genesis chapter 2. Thus the heavens and the earth and all the host of them were finished. And on the 7th day, God ended his work which he had done, and he rested on the 7th day from all his work which he'd done. Then God blessed the 7th day and sanctified it, because in it he rested from all his work which God had created and made. God rested on the 7th day to sanctify it. Okay, so what does sanctify mean? It's one of those religious-sounding words that everyone's heard, but might have trouble defining. In simple terms, it means to set something apart from other similar things. In this case, it refers to setting apart one day from all other days. But there's more to it than just separating things. The original Hebrew word used here comes from the root word kadosh, which is used in the Bible to talk about setting apart something that is to be regarded as holy. Keep that meaning in mind, because we're going to continue to find that word throughout our journey, and it's important for us to understand it. So what does it mean when it says God rested? The word translated as rested in this passage comes from the root word Sabbath. It's closely related to the word for Sabbath, except Sabbath is a noun and describes a thing, while Shabbat is a verb that describes an action. In other words, God Sabbathed on the 7th day. And in so doing, he blessed the 7th day and made it holy, sanctified, set apart. That day, that 7th day of rest, was designated by God as his Sabbath day. Many people assume that the Sabbath is just for the Jews, that God gave it to them and no one else. And yet here, at the end of the creation week, long before the Jewish people even existed, we see God himself resting from his work and setting apart the Sabbath as holy time. If the Sabbath was meant only for a specific group of people to keep centuries later, why did God carefully explain about sanctifying this very first Sabbath? Why does it feature so prominently in the opening pages of the Bible? The simple truth is, it wasn't meant for just the Jews. God created the Sabbath day as a gift he intended to share with all mankind. Shortly after giving the nation of Israel his 10 commandments, God reminded them about the importance of holy time. Surely my Sabbaths you shall keep, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that you may